Hello, and I believe we are live on YouTube. I'll probably post this on my other channels later. I decided to throw up a late night tip. Um, I don't know. I decided to talk about my journey here. I'm bored. It's 12 in the morning. I have the next 4 days off. Um, and let's talk about my entire trip here. So I actually started here in Slander. Um, this was my last festival in America before I came to Japan, and I'm still contemplating if I'm gonna go to Ultra Japan. Um, it's still on my bucket list, but I'm looking at all the restrictions and everything and wondering if it's gonna be worth it at all. You know, um, but we'll see. We'll see. The price is not too bad. It's only $180, and Tokyo's only 2 hour, 3 hour train ride away. So went to Slander, finished Slander, came home to my house, which was a freaking mess. This was my room, and me sorting out all the shit I needed to bring and all the shit I needed to leave behind. And I brought stuff, and somehow I didn't bring enough stuff, but I was just barely under the weight limit. Um, where's my luggage? They were both around 49 pounds, so it's not like I could have brought anything more. And they only limited us to two checked luggages. Um, there's a picture of Ruby. Last time, um, I get to horse around with this stupid dog. It's crazy as hell. She just self-destructive, barks at everything, bites at everything. There's pretty much my suitcase that I packed. That's everything that went inside. That's all my clothes. That suitcase had actually almost all my clothes. Um, I brought my backpack, which was really clutch because I needed to carry so much crap that, if I didn't have it, I would have had to carry it by hand to my apartment, and it would not have fit on my bike, and that would have sucked. Um, that's my tent right here, backpacking tent. That's my sleeping pad. This is my REI. I think Magma. I think it's 15-degree bag. This is also a 15-degree sleeping bag. They're both 15. This is a sleeping bag. This is like a sleeping blanket. These two together keep you pretty warm. I need to stop being like ultra survivalist and thinking I only need to bring this when I should just bite the bullet and bring both. They're pretty light. They're just heavy on the volume. I wish I had a mic stand. I gotta hold this thing like I'm the MC. Obviously I use my EDC tags. They gotta know. Gotta let them know. Is this okay? This is brand spanking new. If I have a picture of it after the flight and after Japan, it gets pretty fucked up. Pretty fucked up. It's my last one of the last dinners I had. This was Wednesday night, I believe. I had it with Salsa Crew. Shout out to Salsa Crew. I only met y'all this year, but y'all are an amazing bunch. And I hope to come back to y'all soon. And here's shout out to my OG homies from the hood, homies from Florence High School, homies from James Gutter. I'm glad I got to spend my last day in Sacramento with y'all. It's been an honor, and I wish I could have had more time. But I'm here in Japan now, and it's real. And I'll be back. I'm pretty sure I'll be back. Unless someone kidnaps me here, do some fucking black magic shit. I'm pretty sure I'm coming back. And fucking legendary Pokemon right here, man. Motherfucking Kevin Yang. I knew he was gonna surprise me. Knew this motherfucker was gonna come out. It was cool. I'm glad Richard came. Richard came with his family. Well, just Athena. It's my goddaughter right there. It's amazing. Watch her grow up. She's a fucking giant now. It's crazy to think that she was just like this little, 15-pound, little baby I used to be able to hold on one shoulder or one hand. And now it's like I gotta fucking, tighten my core so I don't fucking hurt my back if I lift her up on her shoulders now. And then, just out here drinking, chilling. It was a fun night. Crazy night. I wish I could have stayed longer. Wish I could have done more. Um, it's good to see everybody out here. It's good to see everyone. I took one last picture of my mom and pops. If you didn't know, my pops is pretty sick. He has Parkinson's, and it's pretty much developed into some form of dementia at this point. He's a shell of a human being. I always explain to people that this person looks like my dad. He talks like my dad, sounds like my dad, but he is not my dad. I buried my dad, a year ago when he fell on the pavement, and then, as I held him in my arms, he was gasping for air and gasping for breath. And I realized then that, that my dad was gone, right? And that's the end of the story. And then here we are now. What else? Oh, Athena's card. This is really sweet. I loved it. I have it right here on my desk. So right here on my desk. It never leaves. It's the only memento I brought with me. And then fucking I stayed with DC Vegeta. Honestly, it was just an excuse to go hang out with him before I left. I said, "Hey, can I stay over?" Even though I could have just stayed at the hotel. He cooked me up a fucking bomb ass fucking meal. This is A5 Hokkaido Wagyu on sourdough toast. The toast has been toasted and dipped in the Wagyu fat from the cast iron, and it was pretty fucking good. We added hamon pepper, which is very similar to chutney. A little different, but it was fucking amazing. Amazing, y'all. This was an amazing last meal from fucking, California, from America. Pork belly burnt ends. Really, really good. Oh, my goodness. Fucking short rib, sourdough Sammy. Pretty fucking delicious. And then, me and DC taking one final pick before I leave, before Victor, Danny's Vic, dropped me at the hotel. Shout out to him. He's a very chill dude, very cool guy, amazing dude, very humble, and great guy. Hopefully, we all can hang out again when I come back to the States. And then at my hotel, this was my actual last meal. So my mom made me boiled chicken. I asked her specifically, I want a boiled chicken, Mom. And I want it like dried. I don't want it in the liquid or any of that stuff. I just want it by itself. And then just leave the salt and stuff on the side. And I'd said this really, symbolic thing before I left. When I had it for my last meal, before I got on the plane, I took a piece of it, I ate it, and I said, in Hmong, ochao, guniatsi, me, pu mo chu no, me shasho ku tu king, vi had the gunyono, vi had the gunyono, vi had the me only yaku nahatsi, And so I said that, and then I ate my last piece of chicken, and then I boarded the plane. Or not boarded the plane. I went to the airport. And at the airport, we met people, and this was all the luggage I had. They size limited us on the carry-on and all this stuff. It was so chaotic. This was the max amount of stuff I could have brought. This thing's filled to the brim. It barely even wants to close. It's crazy. It's me on the plane. These not soundproof. These noise canceling headphones came in pretty clutch because the plane is pretty freaking loud, man. You never been on a plane, you pretty much necessary. Even with the noise canceling off and just the muffling of the muffs, it was still very, very loud. Very hard to sleep. And we flew Delta. I was hoping we'd fly JAL, but Japan Airlines not making no connecting flights. This is the meal I had. I think this was the first meal. I opted for the vegetarian stir fry. I think they had, I forgot what this is called, quinoa or something. The bun was alright, and then this was lemon sorbet, which is pretty disgusting because this is sherbet, and sherbet's not very good. And I finally landed in Japan. And welcome to Japan. This was really cool. It was just amazing to see, like, man, I was here, and it's kind of crazy because, like, it almost doesn't feel like you're in a new place because it just feels like an airport. That's what I felt like. It just felt like an airport. And then you start realizing that nobody here speaks your freaking language, and you're like, oh shit, it's for real. Um, and then we went through their COVID procedures, which was you need a MySOS app, the QR code, and all this stuff. It was very official, and they were pretty serious about it, and they were very organized, and it was very efficient, and it's literally like they apply Toyota manufacturing towards their management of COVID, and that's pretty ingenuous when you think about the fact that Toyotas don't fail. I took a lot of videos, and for some reason, these videos, when you see them, when you view them on VLC, they're sideways because VLC wants you to maximize the resolution. But unfortunately, you pretty much have to play on the phone to watch it. And I'll mix that video on Instagram. These are all shot for Instagram shots. And then I realized my friend Terry, she was like, just shoot them wide. It looks better. And I was like, you're right. I should just do it on YouTube. What the hell am I trying to make it for Instagram? Instagram makes it really hard to post videos too now. So I said, fuck it. Not doing that. You can see I took a lot of pictures of cars because I was super amazed by like, what the fuck is a Toyota Alphard? What the hell? Alucard? Because it was just like, man, like all these cars that Toyota Honda makes that aren't made for anywhere else but Japan. A lot of it has to do with K cars because they make really tiny cars because Japan has really tiny roads and they're really tiny cities sometimes. And we'll see more of that later on in some of the videos I post. And here's my luggage. It was brand spanking new when I bought it. I bought it brand new 2 weeks ago. And holy shit, did it eat shit at the airport. My God. My freaking God. And then you think Delta was bad. Japan actually fucked it up way worse. Both luggages were in this condition. This was just one luggage that was like that. The other luggage was perfect. But after Japan shipped it to my board, it was like, man, got messed up. And this is a desk. This is just nice, like nice wooden desk, nice setup. And thank you. Shout out to Allison and the gang for making me this amazing notebook. I'm going to use it mainly to scrapbook. I already have a journal, and I need to figure out where they print photos because I want to like fancy scrapbook this thing. So this thing will have to wait. I think I took these are pictures from the hotel, which are terrible pictures, by the way. This is a giant safe, which is nice. This is a remote iron, so you have to plug it in, let it charge, let it heat up. And then you take it off and then you can iron, which was pretty cool, but very, 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 very like cumbersome because, yeah, you just had to sit there and wait for your iron to get really hot, and it would cool down really quick, and then, yeah, it wasn't really efficient. But this is a skyline view of our hotel. I think we're on the 29th floor, and then there's only 41 floors or something like that. This view was pretty amazing. I believe this is facing towards the sun, but I don't know which direction that is. I'm assuming this is east because we're on a different part of the hemisphere, so the angle's really kind of different. And this is me walking through Shinjuku. Shinjuku Station is like to the right of this, where I'm looking. And this is like their Shinjuku market, and it's super dead. Everyone tells me that this is the quietest they've ever seen this district, and it was actually really cool to see it like this, and not kind of cool because I wanted to see it busier, but it is what it is. And then let's see what else. Oh, it's Kronos Tower. If you watch Guyver, my buddy Tony D, he was like, "Oh shit, it's Kronos Tower, Illinois." And let's see what else. I definitely made my first journal entry. The day I arrived, I wrote my first journal entry. My left studying pen. I actually altered this to fit a space pen insert so that it will always write because space pens are made under pressure. And this is the night view of the skyline you saw before in the morning. And the night view was pretty cool. And the most amazing part is the red lights. Like the city glows in the dark, and it's just cool to see. It's cool to see. What else? What else? Oh, let's look at the food they got of us. The hamburgers were interesting. The fries were really sad. This day's mac salad was also really sad, but the burger was really good. This dinner was good. This bento, this was actually a really good bento. The whatever mashed potatoes, this was good. I'm not a big fan of like these Japanese styled eggs. I feel like they taste kind of sweet. This almost looks like papaya salad, but it was like pickled vegetables, and I think this was pickled daikon, which I freaking love. I love freaking pickled radish. And then this is Shinjuku. Me wandering around the streets of Shinjuku. It's crazy. Like Tokyo's absolutely insane. It's huge. You could spend your whole life there and not see all of Tokyo. That's what I believe. If you were to visit every single shop, a new shop every day, it would take you like your rest of your life to see all of Tokyo, right? If you want to spend any meaningful amount of time in a shop, let's say you spend like 1 or 2 hours at a shop, right? And you try to you go sit in a new shop every day. Man, I swear you would never run out of things to do, or places to see, new places to see. And I think this is a city that doesn't really sleep. It's like New York. If you know where to be, there's always someone up. There's always something to do. And it's definitely for someone who's young, but someone who's young and confident, and willing and wants to be out there. Not even young, just someone who wants to go do that kind of stuff. If you're not in the right mentality, it can be very, very, very hard for you to survive in a city like this, because you're surrounded by so many people, yet you can still feel so isolated, right? If you're not that kind of outgoing and outreaching person, it could be a very, very big hurdle to jump over, especially if you have like social anxiety. You're not comfortable with crowds. You're not like that social butterfly, all that stuff. It could be difficult. I can see people having difficulties with this city, even though it seems magical. And when you do land and when you do see it for the first time, you're walking around, you're engulfed in that beauty of the city. You're engulfed in, the magical feeling of being in this magical, magical place in this new land, and these amazing buildings, these lights, and everything is just so crazy and new. Once that wears off, then it's you against you, and you really have to figure out how you're going to, create a life here, right? If you're struggling with, social anxiety and all those other crap. But it was amazing. I could see myself living here. I could see myself creating a life here, especially Shinjuku. I could see myself trying something new every single day and absolutely loving it. I remember when the first real night when we got to be by ourselves, I straight up told everybody, hey, I'm going to split off and go solo because I wanted to explore the city for myself and by myself and not be like, dragged down by anybody, because I just wanted to like get lost, right? That's why I really wanted to get lost in the city. And it was fun getting lost. I remember walking down this dark alley and, next thing you know, there's a freaking shrine, like a really, really beautiful shrine. I wish I could have taken a picture, but it didn't feel right. I think this was it. Just like I was walking down this alley and it got pretty like dark down here and like lone, like you're all by yourself. There's nobody walking through this in this busy ass city, and just feels sketchy. And to the right, all the way down here, was a shrine, like a really, really nice shrine. It was crazy. Let's see what's next. This guy was the worst breakfast in the world. I don't know what it's called. It was all cold, but the mac salad was delicious. And yes, that was it. I had to go out and get food that morning. This is what I ate. I had, damn it, I forgot what this is called already. But I had this guy. This guy was good, really, really good actually. I had Boss coffee, or actually no, Boss milk tea. Boss milk tea. What else did they give us? They gave us this for dinner: chicken, fried chicken, really sad fries, a bun, and I think glass noodles. So the best thing to do was to cut open your bun, butter it up, and then throw the glass noodles in there, almost like a yakisoba bun from whatchamacallit, from Odo's in Sacramento, which they don't sell anymore. And this was like just walking around Shinjuku. This is a giant ass freaking mall, by the way. This whole area right here, giant mall. And then down here is like the Shinjuku station still. The station is crazy big. And there's shopping centers inside the station. So like, yeah, it was just wild. It was just wild. Like I would have to go back to go explore it. And it obviously went to one of my fellow Jets on suggestion. He wanted Ichiran ramen, and I said, okay, I'll take you. Let's go. This is what you want. We gotta go. We walked over to Ichiran, and it's the little booth ramen. You press buttons on a machine to order it, and then you give them your ticket, and then they make you your ramen. You sit down, and they pull this thing down, and then they make your ramen in the back, and then they pull it up. They give you your ramen, they pull it back down. It's like very personal. You can add extras. Add an extra egg because I freaking love their poached eggs. And Japanese eggs are just something else. And this was me on the last day of departure. I had to pack everything into my bags because I knew for a fact our luggage was not going to arrive with us when we arrived to our station. So we would need clothes and materials and supplies to last us until our luggage arrived, usually like a day or two later, which it arrived 2 days later. So I was lucky enough to get it on time. And this is just some video footage of us on a bus heading towards, I believe this is the station, the Shinkansen. And it's just, man, the views you see on the bus ride is pretty cool. And this is the old castle in Tokyo, somewhere in Tokyo. And then it's crazy, man. Look at the trees. Like, man, like the landscaping on this thing is crazy. So some of the photos are out of order. So actually, no, this is correct. This is the Shinkansen. I thought this was the yeah, this is the Shinkansen. Right behind us, you can put your luggage. And then this fan, my Raver fan, it's clutch, man. It's the most clutch thing you can bring in Japan. There's videos of us leaving the Shinkansen. And it's crazy quick. Like, I remember took a nap, woke up, I'm like, oh, damn, it's time to go. We're in Nagoya already. And you see a lot of the countryside. I was facing the ocean, and the other side were facing the mountains. So all I caught was views of the oceans and the cities around the oceans. So at this point, I was like still like stuck in that mystical, oh man, I'm finally headed to my destination. It's crazy. Like, where are we going to be? How's it going to be? Am I going to be able to like adjust accordingly, you know? And this is where I live. I live on the second floor. This is literally my apartment right here in the center of this 3-floor complex. And just pictures of me shopping around, fake Crocs. Like, this is like their Target or their Wally World. I had to take a picture of this because the enoki mushrooms are about 99 cents. If you adjust that for US dollars, that's about 70 cents, so about 3/4. Because the enoki mushrooms in fucking America are like $5, right? And this is what's cool too. I was amazed. They give you boxes, so you could reuse their boxes that they have. But the only catch is that you have to recycle it yourself when you get home. But that was really cool, and I thought it was amazing. I took a picture of this because I didn't know what it was. I thought it was candy, like fizzy candy, like, you know. It was kind of big, and then apparently it's a bath bomb. And me making food. 201, I had to put this up because, you know, shout out to Cal Poly days back in 2011. That was literally 11 years ago. It's crazy to say that. We lived in 202. And this was almost 202, and that would have been actually really amazing if we lived in 202. Or if I lived in 202. And Japanese bugs are fucking next level, man. They're fucking huge. It's crazy. My first lunch I ever bought, I ate roe. I don't know what fish this is. And I ate one of these things, and I ate their mandarin oranges. And I bought water, and then I just literally bought water to get rid of my coins because my coin purse, you end up having so many coins in Japan, it's ridiculous. Get a coin purse. You cannot survive with just a wallet. And here's the weather. It rains a lot in Japan. It's summer. It's the peak of summer actually, and we get thunderstorms and lightning storms and heavy rainfalls and crazy crap like that. I spent about 40, $50 on this knife because I needed a really good knife, and this thing was sharp. This thing is stupid sharp. For how much I spent on it, like it's sharper than my Victorinox knife. Yeah, but I would say that this is not as, it doesn't feel as durable as the Victorinox. I think it's a very high carbon steel, so I do have to probably be a little more gentle with it. And one of the first meals I made in Japan. I love cooking, and cooking like is a way for me to stay mindful, actually, and be in a moment and kind of like drone out and zone out sometimes, and kind of like drop everything that's happened for that day, right? That's kind of what mindfulness is being in the moment. And when I'm cooking, I'm in the moment. Nothing else matters, right? And that's why I love to cook. As much as there's amazing food out here in Japan, I cannot replace the fact that, like, ultimately, if I'm in my own space and I get to keep it clean, it gets to be my space. I love cooking. And then hopefully I get to cook for people because I love cooking for people. That's where my real passion lies sometimes. And Japanese eggs are so beautiful, man. Like, they're so yellow. These are just 2-3 eggs, but their yolks are so vibrant and yellow and amazing. And I think the flavor is even better. It's crazy. Like it's wild how yellow their eggs are. Like, you have to see it in person and make your own scrambled eggs and see it live for yourself, how amazing it is. Watching Better Call Saul, trying to catch up. Amazing show. My brand new bicycle that my BOE bought for me. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of these bicycles. They are cool. I actually really appreciate it. There's a basket and there's a rear rack, so I can actually tie stuff onto this bike. But I learned quickly you should never put anything heavy in the front basket because it drastically messes up how you handle the bike. It makes it so wobbly. But this bike is like the dream bike. Everybody wants this. Like, everyone in Japan apparently wants this style of bike and like everything it comes with. And it's apparently it's like all set up really well. But I ultimately opted to buy a new bike, and you'll see it later. And I had to set up a new phone. It sucks because my Sony doesn't work in Japan, because apparently Japan only has GSM networks or CDMA networks, and my phone is GSM only, even though it's a dual SIM. Amazing. Their used goods store, you'll find LV bags at used goods stores. That is their Goodwill. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. Look, a freaking Gibson guitar. You have a $5,000 item right there, just sitting there. It's crazy. All these old school retro games, like, it's real. You know, all this stuff that you see online that people are posting, and it's just readily available. I'm in a very small town. My town is about the size of Merced. Literally the size of Merced, and it has all this still. Bento box for lunch. This bento was cooking for lunch or dinner. This was fried onions, fried enoki mushrooms, fried cherry tomatoes, a rice vinegar, soy sauce, garlic and onion dip, and they're fucking vibrant and beautiful as yellow eggs. Also, one thing I would advise for you to do is try new soy sauces here, because they have soy sauce here that we don't have in America. And soy sauce is very different. Like, it does matter when you pick your brand. They have different flavor profiles, and they're meant for different things, you know? Even when you go to sushi, you'll see like thick soy sauce and like more liquid and more salty soy sauce, and like the thicker ones tends to be more sweet. Poor man, Sukemen. This was very fun to make, and there's just so many rice fields in my town. It's crazy. Like, you're just driving around, you're riding around, walking, and randomly you'll just see like fields of rice fields in the neighborhood. is just absolutely wild and insane. And this is where I just sat. Like, I had to stand here, eat, and just enjoy the view. It was just really amazing. The salted grilled salmon was and this is where you get to me cycling, getting home, coming from Max Value, buy some Ziploc bags, trying their fruits. I forgot where this is from, but this watermelon was absolutely delicious. But I need to see if it's consistent. If I buy other watermelons, that they're consistently good, right? That's the most important part. It could be if it's only good once, you don't know if it's really the best because it was only good once. And these plums taste like peaches, like legitimately taste like a peach. It was crazy. Like it did not taste. It didn't even looks like a peach on the inside. It did not taste like a plum at all. And then their apples are this Fuji apple tasted like a Fuji apple. And I was just watching NHK because this was Japanese NSYNC. It was pretty it's pretty fun to see. Japanese music is actually really, really amazing, really good. I actually love Japanese music a lot. There's a lot of effort and a lot of passion that goes into it. Because my girl Utada Hikaru was performing live, and I caught this really awkward picture of her. She looks pretty like dazed and scared. But this was her performing live for the first time in years. And it's hard to catch her live at a concert. And then this is my tour of the whole apartment, which I'll post up the video later. It's pretty spacious and pretty big. Honestly, it's much more space than I actually need, because I have a whole ass extra room over here, which I don't use. It's just a storage room. That's literally all it is. But it's a nice little space. I like it. Motorcycle shop. I'm gonna end on this note. Whether or not I'll get a motorcycle, I think it's more likely that I'm gonna get a motorcycle, just because it's kind of hard to get everywhere. I'm in such a small town, and public transit is not that good. It's because it's not a dense city, so you don't like buses are cool and stuff, but like they don't run as often as you like. You have to make time for schedules. And this town's not that big, so like you're really only taking the train to get to other towns. And don't get me wrong, public transit is good, but it's not like I'm in Seattle where I can navigate Seattle like the back of my hand because everything's so streamlined. This is a little bit more complex. Everything still needs to be figured out because I'm in the countryside. You can't expect Tokyo, Japan when you're where I live, and you can't expect that everywhere because that's unrealistic. Because like expecting Seattle or San Francisco public transit in all of America when it's specifically just two cities that have very decent public transit systems. And I'm gonna end on that note. I gotta show you the bicycle I got. This bad boy right here. I paid about everything total about $900 US, right? Which is not bad. This is a bad boy. I love it. It has disc brakes. It's a freaking amazing bike. To be honest, I feel like I'm Golden Boy when I'm riding it because this is exactly the Golden Boy style bike. Color is not correct, but I didn't care about color. And I caught this amazing sunset pic on my ride home from Issei, which was a it's like a 55 kilometer ride total. And I finally got to see the ocean on this side of the continent, on this side of the earth, y'all. I'm on the other side. So when you're staring off at the ocean from the west coast, looking off into the bay, just know that I'm staring right back at you. And on that note, fellas and ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you all. I hope you have a wonderful night. I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of whatever you're doing, because I am off. Deuces.